Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and today I'm back to show you my antique book decorated with the Rhapsody in Blue digital papers from Shabby Art Boutique that were created exclusively for her craft room members. This is a beautiful kit filled with so many beautiful images, and I could have just gone on forever, but I've decided that this is what I'm going to make from it, and I want to show it to you today. I've had a couple of previous videos that kind of led up to completing this book. Now, this is not an altered book. I've done altered books before, and that's where you take pages out of the book and you fold back pages and different things and make a journal out of it. This is a book of poetry by whatever his name is. Let's see here. James Whitcomb Riley. And I wanted to leave all the poems so that they could be read. And so what I discovered as I went through here was that you could actually use this as a journal, because on all the pages there is room to write around and above and below the poetry. I've inserted lots of different elements that could be written on, and so it could be used for a journal. And I may just keep this around me because I really like the concept of decorating the old book with these images. I've done a video on the cover, but let me quickly show you the cover. I decided to leave the spine of the book undecorated because it has this old look, and it has the name of the book. It's not very legible, but it's still there in gold on the side of the book. So I used the papers on the front and the back. And I used in this kit, well, I used all of it basically, but I started out with the envelopes. There's a file for envelopes and the cards that go inside. And so I made them, and I did a video that showed how I did these. This is what I have left. And I figured these two, probably a gift card would fit inside. And so I'm gonna save those for gift cards. And then this one, I will probably use as a tag, punch a hole in it and use it as a tag or a dangle from a book. So these I'll just set aside in my little box that I keep full of beautiful things. I'll show you quickly what I did on the cover. It has roses and a little, some charms and lace pinned on the front here. And this is tied with a bow so that it can be tied closed, so that when you open the front of the book, it doesn't flop around. But this is designed with the 3 sizes of envelopes, and they just fold out like this. And I decorated underneath. I have used sayings all the way through that I hand wrote myself from this book that I found in Home Goods. And at the bottom of each page are these sayings. And a lot of them have the word mother or mom in it, but they can be adapted for anybody to relate to these sayings. So I decided to use those so that there's thoughts through the journal. Those can kind of be used as journal prompts if you want, or just something positive to think on as you're looking through this book. My intention is for this to be like a coffee table book or a bedside book filled with poetry. So I have to say I kind of enjoyed forcing myself to slow down when I write and form my letters properly. I haven't done that in years. I have been in such a hurry over the years, and I had an antique shop, and I had to quickly write out descriptions of things in order to catalog them and categorize them. And so my writing got to be almost illegible to me, except to me and my friend who worked with me. So I rather enjoyed, I got better as I went on through the book at slowing down. Slowing down is a good thing, I've discovered. So anyway, I decorated this back page, and then inside each of the envelopes is a card, and it may be decorated inside, it may be plain, it may have some words in it. And as you remember, the ones that I cut the front off of, cut an oval out of the front, I did the backing inside with an old book page. This steam coming off of the coffee cup spells the word love. And this just flips back, and then you have the small one on the side and the medium one on this side. And I've written in these. This one I put a little pocket in, and then I wrote on just a little piece of the paper from the kit. I've decorated with laces and butterflies and pearls, and I'm using the clear stickles. I think it's called diamond stickles throughout, and I'm about out of it, but I'm going to go ahead and show this to you without stickles all the way through, because each time I do a page, I have to wait for a couple of hours for that to dry before I can do the next page. So I'll just show you what I've done so far. I put stickles on the edge of the wings of the butterfly, sometimes on their body, and in the centers of the little, these are little forget-me-nots, and dot in each center, and then a kind of a circular in the roses. Here's some on the bow. That just makes it extra special. I gave her a little necklace and a bracelet. And this just ties closed so that it stays out of the way while you're reading the book. And let's see, let's do these first. I did want some lace on the edges of the pages, so I'll tell you how I decided to do that in a minute. This one I put on the inside of the front cover, but it shows on the outside. So I wanted that lace to be there, but I didn't have room on the front. So this page, I used my die cut machine with a die cut that would cut out this rectangle, kind of like a ripped edge rectangle out of one of the papers, so that the book plate in here would still show. This was from Frank Proctor's library, and I explained earlier that I bought a lot of his books from an antique store that was helping to liquidate his estate. I've added some flowers from the kit and butterflies and words and some lace at the top and bottom. Over here I used one of our little girls and just glued it down on 3 sides so that I could have a pocket, and all I put in the pocket was one of the tags. I tied it with some lace at the top and put some dangles on there that will be hanging out of the side of the book. And I've got the stickles on here and a little lace trim at the top. I also added some roses and leaves here at the bottom to give this a little 3-dimensional look. Now, as I went through the book, of course, I didn't put something on every page. Just there might be 10 pages or 15 pages in between the pages that I put something on. But on the ones that I decided to decorate or put the envelopes or a flip out or something, I decorated the edge with lace so that you don't have to thumb through every page trying to see what I did. It's only the pages that have the lace on the edge. This one, I just put the stickles on the edge of the chair, on the flowers, and the window box, on the bow, and then I decorated this with some bling. I have several laces that I've used. Any lace that I put incorporated into the page, I used the thinnest lace I had so that this book wouldn't get real sprung out bulky. I've actually had to glue this book back together. I used my hot glue, so I hope it stays. I had to glue the spine back on the front and back. If it comes loose, I can add some more glue in there. So this is just part of the book here. I thought this was neat, this kind of vellum page with a piece of artwork behind it. But the next page I decorated was this one with the lace on it. All these are just poems that he wrote. And I love the edge of this book because it looks like it's torn and it's all yellowed with age. Let's see, on this page I used one of our little envelopes, and I just clipped it on with a paper clip. So it comes off, and these two journal cards are clipped underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this page and I'll show you. All I did was take our card that we had done, put a little lace on it, and then this card that's inside is blank. Some of them I wrote on, some of them I didn't. But this just clips on here. This kind of just makes the book interactive. And I put a little bow at the top of my gold paper clip. And these tuck in underneath. I have lace on the edge of this page. And I've put bulb clips and charms throughout that dangle off the edge. Okay, the next one I have decorated is this here. And this one happened to have some room for a pocket, so I put a pocket on here, made it out of one of the postcards. Use the words rest and be thankful. And then this is just folded over from our kit, tied with a blue bow, and I have left it blank inside for writing. I see these pages, there's a lot of room here. If you wanted to journal in this book, there's plenty of room. This is a little heart that I cut out with my die cut, and these, I always get any kind of little flower that I can when I'm out shopping at Hobby Lobby or somewhere that has silk flowers. And I get these small ones, and these I pulled apart and just used the fabric and put a bling in the middle to keep it nice and flat. Over here I just put the lace on the edge of the page and the clock and a candle. The next page is decorated. Well, I did this one thing. I thought that was neat. I found one poem in here that I could put one of the frames around. And this was in about a rabbit in the cross ties. And I've put some dangles here on the side. This is the lace that sticks out, so you know there's something on this page. This is glued down, and this is our one of our large envelopes with the oval cut out with the girl in behind. I had used my die cut machine to cut out some lace on one of the printed papers. I thought that was really pretty, but I used the magic mat. It's kind of a magnetic mat, and all this stuff just got stuck everywhere, and I never got all the little pieces poked out. So I think it does better when it's on the plastic mat, and it's easier to get out using this tool where you can, while it's stuck in the die, you can rub this over and it knocks most of those out. But anyway, I was patient and got that out of there. So this one has a card inside, and I just decorated it a little bit, and I wrote in it, Do something nice for yourself today. Find some quiet, sit in stillness, breathe, put your problems on pause. You deserve a break. And there's still room to write in there and on any of these pages in the book. Now the next, I did this at the end, but I took one of the small envelopes, and it has a little card inside, and I just took my blue ribbon. I wanted to bookmark, and so I took the blue ribbon that I had and folded it over, and so that 2 strands of it would hang down past the length of the book. And then I covered that up with lace. So this is just another one of the small envelopes, and it's just clipped on the page. And then I have these, I just let the ribbon hang down. I tied it in a knot and then pinned on these pair clips with a charm and some pearls. And when you're looking for pearls, look for those with a larger hole, because the ones with the little bitty holes won't go on there. So this makes a beautiful bookmark and gives us some more dangles. Okay, then the next page is decorated. Is this one with the lace on it. And I just took some of the elements from the kit and cut them out, rounded the edges, and put some ink on them and made a tuck spot. These are all journaling spots, plus these pages are great journaling spots. On this one, I used one of the tiny little envelopes with the oval cut out with the house in it, and it has the card inside. And did I write on it? Yes, I wrote, "Sometimes sitting and meditating is the best thing you can do." We don't give ourselves enough time to sit and meditate, write slowly, sip coffee, watch the sunset, all those wonderful things that give us peace. Underneath this, I just put one of the bunches of flowers that are fussy cut out. And the lace on the edge. And I tried to use different laces. I have several different ones of these, so I used different ones, all kind of alternated them through so they would all be different. Okay, the next page is decorated, is this one, because there's lace on the edge. And I took the girl, there were 2 of these on a page, and I took the one on the left, and I left the white edge on there so that I could fold it under and make this a flip out. So this, you open it up and it looks like this. You can flip it open and write. Beautiful hydrangea and peacock. And this will all have my stickles on it. I just don't have enough, and I didn't have enough time to wait until I got it all finished. You know, just like any project, you can add so much to it, and eventually you just have to stop. And I think this has plenty. It's very interactive, and it's interesting because it's an old book. There's words in it. There's all these beautiful images and lace, and I just think this would be a pleasant thing for someone to just kind of sit down and look at, or use it as a journal. This, I've used an envelope as one of the envelopes as a flip out, and it has the card inside. And I've written, "Sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on." And I've learned that lesson so many times. Sometimes people just aren't going to understand. So there's no sense defending yourself. Just let it go. I decorated this with that beautiful flat lace piece of book page with inked edges, torn and inked edges, and one of our beautiful images. And this lace, you know, when I do something that didn't fit on this page, I could either have put it over here or put it on the next page on the back, which is what I did. Here's the next one. I just made a little pocket out of our letter, and I cut out this ephemera. It's all got images on the back, but you can write on it, and so our little journal card stuck in here, and the pretty little chair. Up here, I just on the lace, I just used one of our butterflies and a couple of charms, key, to dangle off of there. The next page that's decorated is at the back. Okay, remember when I cut out the piece, the torn out looking piece that framed the book plate in the front? I kept the piece that went in the middle. So what I did with this was I wanted to put it on the page, and then I wanted a collage of some of the things that I had left, that I had cut out. And so this one says, do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. And I was at a meeting yesterday, and one of the things we did, we wanted to do some things that we're worried about, you know, what might happen, what some people might say or do because of it. And we spent more time worrying about that and trying to figure out a way around it than to just do the thing that was the right thing to do. So this is a good lesson. What I put around here was I had cut out that, there's some more of that lace that I cut out of paper with my die cut machine. What I did, I got out this die cut, and then I looked through. I have a little stack of some that I use for trims and all that I keep out where I can just look through them, and that's why I did all these on one page. This is another one here. Up here I've put my roses kind of intertwined, and leaves, and the little butterfly. Down here I have the lace, pansies, I guess they are, or I'm not sure what those blue flowers are. Leaves, a bow, and the peacock, and our lace down the side. And this little lady here is a pocket, and one of our larger envelopes pulls out. I glued some lace on it so it would be easy to pull out, and it has a card inside. And I used the window with the window box and wrote, your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer. That's the best writing I can do right there. The very last thing I did. And that's when I really realized that I was really enjoying writing slow and forming the letters properly. Usually my O's are closed, my R's are one little point, so you would not be able to tell that was the word your. There's just so many things that I do that I need to be careful and start writing slower, so that, well, so I can enjoy it and people can actually read what I write. So this just tucks in there, I think. I'm getting hung up on the book. There we go. And then on the back cover, I just put the other part of the page that I had covered on the front and one of our little girls. And I will sign this Rhapsody in Blue, handmade by Carolyn, or Made with Love by Carolyn. So this is my antique book, decorated with Rhapsody in Blue. And I hope you've enjoyed this process. There are, I'm not even sure, either 3 or 4 videos, including this one, that you can watch if you want to see the whole process. I started out with just the envelopes and the cards, not knowing what I was going to do with them. So what I've done is make a stacked book cover, flip outs, pockets, bookmarks, all sorts of things from the envelopes. Plus I've used a lot of other elements from the kit. So I'll be back before you know it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I have to kind of clean up from this. If you make these things, you know what happens. It's just, stuff is everywhere. And I've got glue, hot glue on my fingertips, and paper all over the floor, and everything is a mess. So I've got to it doesn't take long, maybe 10-15 minutes to clean up in between projects. And then I'll start on the next one. And so I'll be back before you know it. Remember, every day's a gift. I'm learning that more and more. I have a friend who is sick, and she didn't know she was sick. And so every day becomes more important when you know that something's wrong. And so hold on to every day. Love everyone that you can. If there's somebody you've been missing, call them. If there's someone you think of, text them. And I'm getting a text right now. It's probably from her. But it's important to treasure every single day as a gift from God. So until next time, I'll see you soon.